Hello friends and welcome to the Cold War Prepper. My name is Lee and today I'd like to talk to you about fire starting and having that capability, whether it be in a bug out situation or whether it be in a hunker down situation, and dispel a couple myths. Now, I want you to be very, very cautious because we have an opportunity to misunderstand things. And let me give you a couple of examples of how things can be misunderstood. There have been some great videos, some great articles, written articles, like, for example, the 100 best things for barter. That does not mean go out and buy those things so that you will have something to trade for what you didn't get because you bought the barter item instead. If you see an article like how to make a can of Crisco into an emergency candle, that's just it. It's an emergency item, not something you want to prep in advance. Instead of getting Crisco in a wick, why not just buy candles? You know, instead of buying the replacement, get the actual thing. So I just want you to be cautious of that. That, you know, a lot of times we misunderstand and we think that the replacement, the emergency replacement for something, or the barter item has more value than the actual item that we should be getting. So with that, I want to talk about fire starting equipment. And I think there's a lot of people, really great ideas out there. You know, we're talking about ferrocerium rods and flint and steel and having a Fresnel lens and all these other kinds of fire starting methods. Valuable indeed, and probably something you should have in your kit. But I don't want you to do that at the expense of getting the easy that we have readily available to us. And so, of course, right now, the most popular, and I leave these in the pack. Now, this is my everyday carry. So this is, I don't smoke or anything else. I just keep this in my pocket as an everyday carry all the time. So that goes in my left pocket. I leave these in the pack when I buy them. I don't take them out. And there's a reason for that, because you've got this little knob here. Then if it comes in contact with something, you know, thrown into your bag or thrown into a box or anything like that, and it depresses that, you're going to lose all your gas. So the safest thing for me is to always leave them inside of the sealed package where I bought them, and that way I don't have to worry about them losing their gas. I'll open this when I need it. There are two sizes. This was the original, this is the new one, and as you can tell, I prefer this one. It's smaller, more compact, and so when Sam's still had the smoke shop, they had the display stands for a retail outlet, and I had a store at the time, and I had a box of 50 of these and a box of 50 of these and a display stand. I bought both of those, so I have plenty of those available out in my fire starting kit in one of those tubs, and I think that's going to be great for me in the future. Another one, and so these, you know, these might become barter items. I think they'll be valuable as a barter item at some point in the future, but you know, that's not my primary way of starting a fire. I like these. These are the little easy reach, and so this is a lot easier to light a candle. Same thing. I have a stash of these. I keep them in the package for the same reason. I don't want that little thumb thing to get caught up. I forgot to get something out. And make sure you also have plenty of these. I think I did a video recently where I showed that my wife and I went to Costco and they had these on sale at the very front. So I dropped her off at the door. I went and parked the car. I got in and I picked up a package of those on the way in. I said, oh, that looks good. Got to my wife and she already had a package in her cart. So, you know, I've got her coming on board now with us and getting all that done. So that's kind of where we are with the Zippos and everything else. But I want to talk to you, with the Bics and scripts and everything else. But I do want to talk to you about what I think is one of the most valuable pieces that you need to have in your kit. And that's what I had back in Vietnam and even in Boy Scouts in the 60s. And that's a Zippo. And you know, you can adjust the flame. This is windproof. You use a can of fuel, and when I was smoking, a can of fuel would last me 2 or 3 years, and you know, that was pretty heavy smoking. I don't do that anymore. But you know, this is great because you can put the extra ferrocerium rods, which, you know, we call flint. They come like this. You can put those underneath. Let me get a different one that doesn't have as much fluid in it right now. But underneath here, you got a little felt pad. You can lift that up and you can place all your extra flint inside there. So now you've got all your flint in one location. You've got your lighter, you've got fuel and everything. That's all taken care of. I have had this lighter since, like I said, the late 60s. I have never had to replace the wick. I would not waste my time getting an extra wick. This has served me extremely well for a very long time. And I would just say, you know, to keep it where it opens and closes like it should, don't do all the tricks. You know, people were doing the old thumb and open it and everything else. It kind of takes everything out of alignment. The one disadvantage I will say to this is when I was carrying it, if I overfilled it with fluid, that fluid would drain out in my pants pocket and I would get this, I'm going to call it a burn. It's a rash from the fluid. Imagine having gasoline on yourself. Same thing with Zippo lighter fluid. And so I would have that in my right pants pocket and, you know, I'd have a little rash there from the fluid. So make sure you don't overfill it. What I do is I will put, when you open it up, let me see, this is the good one. I don't want to do that. So if we open it up, there's a little hole right here. What I do is I take the fluid can, I insert my nozzle inside that hole. I count to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, take it out, let it settle for a little bit. Now what I also do to avoid any kind of spillage is take this and pour it straight down, put it inside of your lighter upside down like this. Then if you spill anything, it's going to go inside the lighter. And then after I've let that settle for a while, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Flip it back over. Now you have to adjust the toggle here back down to this position so that when you close it, it flips shut. And but I just think that the Zippo lighter is something you must have in your kit at all times. Another one I found, I'm not a big fan of it. I think people give this away as a gift. It's a little striker and ferrocerium rod. It goes inside. You fill this up with lighter fluid, goes inside. You've now got lighter fluid in the cotton wad here so that when you strike it, and now you know why I don't care for it that much. When you strike it, it produces a flame. Then to extinguish it, you have to really quickly put it back inside. Do it quickly so that it doesn't catch on fire because you get your lighter fluid inside there. One other one that I want to, that I've just recently become extremely enamored with is the electric arc. And so this is my electric arc. I have one of these in my bug out bag. I have one in my everyday carry bag. So this is, you know, I like having these available for everything. You open it up, you push the button, and you've got the electric arc there that'll start a fire. Very, very good piece of equipment. It also comes with a recharger. So once you get this, instead of having fluid, what you're going to need is you're going to need a solar charger. And with this solar charger, you can recharge your lighter and you have an endless supply of electric lighter. So that's my thoughts on fire starting and on tools you might want to have around the house. So remember, we're all in this together, so we can come out the other side together. Please be kind, respectful, and polite to each other because togetherness is the key. Take care. Bye-bye.